Going on to you, Leos. You have the Star, Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles, right? The Sun is a star. Star represents the opposite zodiac sign, Aquarius. All of that. So a lot of you Leos very much so are very optimistic, which is a good thing for a lot of you, right? It's finally a change. A lot of you do have some options on your hand, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, but you will take it slow. You're not wet behind the ears the same way that a lot of you Leos used to be. So you are going to take your sweet time getting to know somebody, you know. You realize that when you're ripping and running around, a lot of things can really happen when you don't notice a person is really there for you or if they're not. So a lot of you Leos are starting to understand that you can't trust everybody, you know, just because they say that they can, or just because you had a few conversations with them. It's actually going to take time for you to really get to know these people. The Page of Pentacles represents, but you are willing to get to know other people, though. See, like it is that I've been saying before, right? You have a lot of people who are really scared. They don't want to take chances. You know, they really want to be afraid, not take chances, and get 100% of a hit, 100% getting to the target. And it's like, that's not reality. That's why a lot of the games happen, and that's not reality. That's not reality. Because with all of these people that they spend so much time trying to get, they can only really be with one. The more people you now start trying to get, even if the first partner is okay with that and you're okay with that, you're going to not be okay with that because of how much work it takes to make 2 other people satisfied, 3 other people satisfied, 4, 5, how many umpteen people satisfied? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say that now that you Leos are very much so in a very good place, coming out of a difficult place of feeling like you can't trust anybody, now you're getting to know other people, like it is that I said before. The Hangman is more important, which is Pisces, right? Which is the need for, that's my cat down there, the need for like patience and stuff like this. And as you're getting to know other people, ask them questions. Because see, the thing is that one of the things that a lot of people who are setting you up will do is that they will set you up in a situation where, right, they will set you up in a situation where, like, they want to ask you questions so that they can assimilate their personality to you, to match you. And that's what gets a lot of people, you know. So a lot of you Leos now are starting to understand it. You know, you got narcs out here. You got real narcs out here. You got people who you know, have such a low self-image about themselves, they would waste their time spending time trying to get other people caught up in being all interested in them. Like, this is how delusional it is. And then the thing is that the 6 of Swords is about how, since that's the case, you Leos understand that, you know, you have to be more tactful. You have to be more aware or conscious of what it is that you're doing. Don't tell people every single thing all the time. Sometimes you have to ask questions. And this is what it is that I mean too. When you asking questions, right, Leo, when you asking questions, it literally puts these people on the back burner, where it's like, because you're asking them questions, people who are narcs, who would be running game on you, they find it harder to notice different things about you because you're actually getting to know them. So now they have to answer questions based upon themselves. They're not always studying you, right? They're not always looking at you like, examining you, trying to find out. Because a lot of you Leos, like I said before, y'all just want somebody to love. But the problem is y'all are running into a lot of people who do terrible things, and then they want leniency for it, but then they don't intend on actually stopping. So the 10 of Cups represents, so now that you have that mentality, right, and you have the strategy to do it, I just told you, maybe you've been doing it on your own, but I also just, gave it words. So I told you some of the things that you can do. Is the 10 of Cups, things should be much easier for you to get to know other people. The Knight of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles is about because you want a lot of you want a family one day. We're at a point where, Leo represents having a family, right? Like the 5th house, the 4th house, both of these houses represent establishing a home, 4th and 5th house, right? And specifically, the 4th house represents the conception, right? Wink, wink, hint, hint, right? And then the 5th house represents actually having the birth. You understand what I'm saying? The 3rd house represents siblings that you will get because now the other person is conceiving, right? If you catch my drift. So now it just adds to a bigger family, right? Having little lion cubs. You understand? So I'm trying to say here that you want a family, but you have to be tactful. You can't. And I'm sure a lot of you Leos know this already. You can't have families with the wrong person because they could ruin everybody's lives based on their poor self-image and them wanting to play a game. It could get real. So the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles is about, since that's the case, a lot of you understand that it's time for you Leos to start being more tentative and to start actually taking care of yourselves, looking out for yourselves, and actually stop, ignoring the elements, ignoring things that you've already noticed. Leos can be extremely vigilant, extremely, observant of their surroundings. But the problem is two things. Sometimes y'all want people to think that y'all are stupid a little bit too much. And then another thing too is, right, to the point where y'all can get caught up with that. Sometimes you can get caught up in your emotions of how they make you feel. That's the other thing too. So the 3 of Wands now and the Queen of Cups is about, since that's the case, a lot of you have to understand that because of it, you can't be in a situation where you stay with them. As far as like, you can't be in a situation where you stay with them and someone who would be dysfunctional, right? It's not going to work anymore. Like, even if you were to try, Leo, being with somebody that is dysfunctional or whatnot, you still, I'm getting all these notifications on my phone, but you still, sorry about that, it would still be much more difficult because you Leos are more true to yourselves. So being with somebody who is fake would end up not really lasting too long. So many times when it's harder for you to be in a relationship, people try to play it off like the reason why it is that you're not in one is because you're dysfunctional. And I've said this before, that's not necessarily always the case. Sometimes it is evidence of the fact that you're actually more functional than what people are trying to make it seem like. And the problem is they're dysfunctional and your functionality is making it hard for you to be in a relationship as a natural protection because of the fact that you're living in a world of functions and interconnectedness, while other people are living in a world of dysfunction and warped mentality, and their mind is undisciplined. You understand what I'm saying? So now they're all over the place being all dysfunctional and whatnot, but then they're projecting onto you. So let's clarify the Three of Wands. So there's a lot more precaution that's coming with you, Leos, to yes, get to know other people and have fun and date and all of that, but also be more aware and use your observational skills and don't just ignore them. You have the World, Five of Cups, Queen of Wands, and then you have the Page of Swords to clarify the Three of Wands. So this is about how you, Leos, again, listen to your gut. Listen to what it is that you already know, right? Don't allow yourself to get so caught up with your own emotions to the point where you end up losing yourself in them, trusting somebody, and then it ends up making you feel like you're stupid because you should have saw this coming because you did see things. Because that's a part of the reason why a lot of us don't really get out of the relationship is because we don't, or the interactions, is because we don't know everything. We don't necessarily know if a person is going to change or not. And that's one of the things that hooks us in. It's like, how do you meet that happy medium between when a person is changing for themselves and when they're just lying about that change? And how do we not get burned from that? And the answer is, more often than not, you probably can't. You probably can't stop that. So the thing about it is that the Queen of Wands is about how, yet again, pay attention, right? And then the Page of Swords represent and deal with the situation accordingly. So a lot of you Leos are divinely prepared. Y'all know what it is that y'all need to do. If y'all are looking, all of this that you Leos need to do is just shoot your shot.